I thought that by this video I'll be out of this corner, but it seems like I'm not. I'm stuck in this land of mirrors. Let me out! Let me out, please! Ah, well, seems like that's that. I'm stuck in here. Maybe I should just take my mind off of things. Watch a video of a house that's not just a bunch of mirrors.
We just bought a 1970s fixer-upper, so come on in and let us give you a tour. This home does need a lot of work, and because of that, it scared off a lot of buyers, but...
So, here's the story. This couple, the Florida Flipsters is how I like to call them. It's also how they call themselves. They bought this old home. They bought this old home with a beautiful... Let's look at this fireplace real quick. The beautiful, beautiful fireplace. So it's a 70s house, and they got a pool. They got a kitchen. They got all these things. Has so much charm. Has plants. Well, that's just a door with drawings of plants. Evil Piney, the type of guy to be tricked by one of those Looney Tunes fake walls that have a road painted on them. So like it says here, over the next couple of months, these people live there, and they're going to be renovating the whole place. And they're doing this whole thing themselves, just completely themselves. So I've been really looking into this thing the past few days. Before getting into it, I honestly didn't know much about the world of house flipping. I've never flipped a house, nor have I been flipped. I've never bought a house. So that's just never been really my concern. So what this couple does is that they buy an old place, they renovate it, often themselves, and then put it back in the market with an updated price to fit the fact that a renovation has happened. People dislike house flippers for multiple reasons, but we're just going to focus on the one that's most relevant to today's topic. And that is because these people often renovate the place themselves, they often don't necessarily have the skills to do that. Either that, or they'll completely ruin the natural beauty of a place to give it a very, I don't know, contemporary look. So for example, take a place with a more rustic feeling, then make it look like a like Kim Kardashian's house. Or because this is what benefits them a lot financially, is that the job that they'll do on the place to renovate it will be mainly visual. Essentially try to do the work as fast as they can so they can put it back on the market as fast as they can, and make the most amount of money with the least amount of work. There are 3 different stories that have unfolded within this couple's page recently that we'll talk about. So let's go ahead with story number 1. Story number 1, fireplace drama. This is actually one of the saddest videos I've seen recently on TikTok.
Today we are removing this original 1970s gaudy stone fireplace in the living room. Now before you kill me, I am totally kidding. We do...
She was kidding, guys. She was kidding. They love this fireplace.
And in my opinion, the hearth that extended onto the floor was just a bit excessive and took away from the overall shape itself, so it has to go.
Okay, first of all, obviously a lot of this is going to be based on subjective taste. I think that removing that thing on the ground is... I'm okay with that. The fireplace itself is kind of lovely, but that kind of looks like sludge.
Crazy how many people commented on one of our last videos that we have to get rid of the clock. So today is your lucky day. We are finally removing this clock, and we are removing this mantle.
Okay, that's the fireplace as it is. This is not the drama. Removing that thing on the floor, that's not the drama for today. As you can see, comments are fully turned off, but that's not the reason as to why. You're gonna see why in a second.
Today we are taking this fireplace from Hobbit core to cottage core. Now,
first of all, I do not like the suggestion that there is something wrong with Hobbit core. I don't like that at all. I'm sure I'm not alone in this. Let me know in the chat, but doesn't being a hobbit seem actually kind of amazing, kind of really lovely? Christ almighty. Look at this. Look at this. This is the best shit I've ever seen. Do not diss Hobbit core. Any Hobbit lovers in the chat, let me... Please, I want to hear your voice. My God. My golly God.
Now, a lot of you suggested that we should just clean the stones and it would brighten it. However, these stones have very large, dark grout lines that just look dirty even after a good scrub. So we're going to be trying the German smear technique.
Okay, I gotta prepare myself for this moment. I've seen this already. But this is gonna be rough.
Some people said this was such a millennial trend, when in reality, this technique was developed centuries ago and used on castles and buildings all throughout Europe. So in my personal opinion, I think this is actually...
So this couple is gonna be doing what These couples are going to be doing the German schmear technique to the same level that it has been done to castles in Europe. It's going to give this a timeless look. Let's see this.
A timeless look that gives the fireplace an almost old world feel. Let me just say that this was a true trust the process project for us, as it was looking a bit scary before we started smoothing out the grout lines with a sponge. It took us multiple hours, but after
you watch this and you're like, surely the final result is going to be different. Surely it's going to be different.
Finessing, it finally started to give us the look that matched our inspiration photos. We are planning on doing a warm, lighter oak style flooring and adding lots of brushed brass lighting, so I felt like the to lighten up this.
What is this? That's the final result.
We do still need to complete the look by finding a nice chunky wood mantle and of course replacing those ugly sconces.
It looks like they rubbed toothpaste all over it. Let's look at the before and after. So this is post-German schmear. That is clearly so much nicer. I know we said that this is going to be subjective. This is objectively nicer. Are you kidding me? What have you done? What have you done? I looked up German schmear on Google. I get the whole thing that it's kind of overcrowded by that whiteness, but that's not how that looks. This looks so bad. 9 facts about German schmear brick you must know. I must know this. Tip number 1. Don't make it look like this. Tip number 2. Don't make it look like this. Tip number 3. Don't make it look like this. Am I wrong here? I'm actually quite certain that I'm not wrong here. I think that is just horrendous. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Story number 2: the fake beam. When I say fake beam, you're probably thinking that I'm talking about someone who's pretending to be Matthew Beam, the YouTuber, but that is not the case.
Never in my life did I think a Fireplace DIY would trigger the internet so much that the app would have to...
I can't look at this fireplace. Censor it. Censor the fireplace. Please. Can't look at this. I can't look at this schmear.
Due to the size of the beam needed, we knew we'd have to find a faux beam for us to physically be able to have the strength to lift. We found these vintage style wood beams made from foam.
So that's second drama, really. They installed a fake beam. I installed a foam beam.
Of course, this room was just long enough that we had to use the second beam, but luckily they have these rubber straps to hide the seams and to make it all look cohesive. For lighting, we wanted a mid-century kind of
That's like the sort of beams that you have at like Disney World. Main problem here really is that it kind of fits with the problem that people have with house flippers. They kind of go back into a place that uses all this quality material and all that, and just kind of completely cheapen it by using materials like that, which is a shame. What mainly matters is that when they end up selling the place, that they're just completely transparent about the fact that that's a fake beam, you know? That's something that is said during the tour, not just put there to be assumed that it's a real wooden beam. Although, I don't know, it looks like it's made out of foam.
Keeping the 70s spirit for the space, and I am so obsessed.
Now, again, I don't really know anything about house, but I guess the question is, would putting like a chandelier here or some shit like that, like how dangerous is this? How strong is the foam beam? I genuinely do not know. I only know that it's made out of foam.
Melaleuca tree, which we then sanded and stained to perfectly match the ceiling beam.
Now, I've seen a theory. People are like kind of spreading things that aren't true. This is a real wooden beam. Some people think that that's foam as well. It's not. That's a real wooden beam, a real wooden Matthew beam.
You will let us know. I cannot wait to eventually do the floors, but stay tuned.
Take that fireplace out of my sight. I can't look at it. I can't look at it. So that's a beam story. Now we're off to story number 3. Mold. I have seen many TikToks of people talking about how the Florida flipsters have been hiding mold. Mold is horrible. Mold is dangerous. It could. I have asthma. That shit is horrible for me, but it's horrible in general, really. So if they are actually hiding mold within this house that they're intending to sell, that's a very, very serious allegation. After the mold drama, Moldgate, as some people may refer to it, after that started kicking off, I've seen that the Florida flipsters have deleted all videos that have anything to do with that, which I think actually kind of maybe made people not understand the situation fully. We'll get into it now.
It's your house. Do whatever you want with it. But if you record yourself finding mold and then covering it up, you absolutely need to be called out on it, because a professional knows that chances are everything already has mold in it. And you know what the saddest part is? Somebody's going to be stuck for 30 years paying this house off.
So that's a very serious accusation the Florida flipsters may have with this house, this 70s house that they're selling. Hidden a bunch of mold. A lot of people are talking about this. I mean, people are talking about the foam beam. That is a bit crazy. Isn't it crazy putting a light fixture on a foam beam? I think that's a bit wild. The fireplace and beam were bad, but covering up mold is absolutely unacceptable. Flippers should have to be licensed contractors. I agree. I don't know how it is right now, but if you're working on a house that's as like at the end of the day being sold to a human being that's gonna have to live there, dangerous as fuck that it's like you could just work on that without being licensed, you know? Like, I can do that? Can I do that legally? If the law permits me to just do that to a house and then sell that to someone, we're in grave danger. That house is gonna be... I can't build a house. Black mold is a silent killer. Let's see another video.
Never in my life did I think a fireplace DIY would trigger the internet.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think people should, like, why are they appalled at the foam beams in the fireplace when they should be appalled at the mold you guys covered up? That whoever buys this house is going to be stuck paying for the next 30 years.
So again, same thing. People believe that the Florida flipsters have been hiding mold in this house that they're currently flipping. Well, let's see this next video. So, like you can see here, this is the alleged mold hiding video. Kind of try and remember this room's layout and stuff like that. This window, okay, where that is. Try and remember it.
A lot of you had your doubts when we went neutral with our color choices so far, but that was because we always knew we wanted to fill the room with charm and color through our decorations. This room gets the best sunlight. We are going all out in here with plants. I'm a firm believer that a house is not a home until you fill it with some greenery.
So, it's their home, the house in question, the mold hiding house, which we'll talk about that claim in a bit. But the room that people are talking about, that's not the same house that they're flipping. This is the house that they actually live in. That's why there's plants there. That's why their dog is there. They actually live in this place, and that's it, really. I assume that part of the reason as to why people think that it's the other place is, yeah, because this was posted quite close to that, and also because the original video, which I'm pretty sure states that it's their house, we'll see in a bit, but that's been taken down now, so everyone, kind of the public reaction is happening without the proper context. That's their house.
And we did salvage some of that original green beadboard to make a picture frame to house one of our favorite wedding photos. Thanks so much for following along. Next, we're going to be doing our dining room.
So yeah, just thought that that's important context. I've seen so many videos here kind of trying to claim that that's the same house as a fireplace house. If you want to criticize the fact that they're house flippers, go ahead. It's definitely a topic that's worth discussing. But let's just represent the truth as what it is, please. They actually responded to everything. That video is also taken down, so we're gonna have to watch a version of it with a person's face next to the video.
But yes, this is our personal home that we have lived in for a few years now, so no, this is not a flip. Also, to bring some clarity about the potential mold that we previously saw, yes, we have taken care of it and remedied the mold. Everything has been removed that was any sort of problem, and same applies to the water damage. We even had a new roof installed.
So yeah, according to them, they took care of the mold. Even if they didn't, I don't know, it's their house. That would be really dangerous. But it's the fact that they live in that place makes me believe that they actually did take care of the mold. If they have enough money to buy houses and sell them, they could probably afford taking care of mold. Like and subscribe so I can finally be free of this land of mirrors.